Good mid-morning brunch. Since I'm gonna make this post, since supposedly so many people think tomorrow's the last day of the world, and the world's gonna end. I guess I'll make this my last end of the world post. And if we survive tomorrow, I'll be the first one to make a um a, a post Sunday or Monday. I'll let you know, hey, I survived the apocalypse or whatever you guys are calling this. But first, I'm going to get on the Antifa subject. Now, listen, I'm against Antifa too. I think this world needs to hunt down and find every one of them that's in the United States and hang them from trees and skin them alive. And that's my opinion. I don't care what your opinion is. And if you have an opinion, you can post it. I don't have to like it. You don't have to like mine. But to Hillary being the suspected leader or benefactor behind Antifa, you guys, that's just as bad as thinking the world's going to end tomorrow. There is so many sheep in this world. So many sheep. I mean, are you guys scared to step out of line and be your own self? It's like that commercial, that cell phone commercial, or I think it's a cell phone commercial where everybody's floating in line and just a few go, hey, I'm going to go this direction. They're the oddballs. They're the black sheeps. Well, obviously I'm a black sheep and I'm the oddball because I am not going to stand in line and be a sheep. I mean, it's, listen, I don't approve of Hillary. I don't approve of what she did. I do think she needs to see some jail time or a major smack on the face for what she's done. I'm not too, I mean, I also voted for Trump, but I can't get mad at Trump because there's so many people in the government and in the House of Representatives and the Democrats that are stopping him from doing what he needs to do. And so, I mean, I think he does need, being, the chief of America, need to put his foot down. I mean, it's as easy as if he can easily Twitter, he can easily put his damn foot down. But this whole, and Hillary suspected as the leader and benefactor of the Antifa, I want to see proof. I am so tired of all these news stations. All of them. Fox, NBC, CBS, ABC, CNBC, you name it, giving all these false accusations and false lies and false stories. I just like to once find a channel that tells the truth. That honestly tells the truth. Because we're getting so many mixed communications and we don't know what's right and what's not right, what's a lie and what's the truth. And personally, I do believe about the Antifa. I like I said, I do think they all need to be hunted down in America. They are no better than the terrorists that attacked us on 2001 and did all the damage and killed almost 3,000 people, American people. Blacks, white, Hispanic, Latino, you name it. Killed us, Americans. So Antifa is no better than terrorists. And they need to be wiped out, annihilated out of this country. I feel that also, and this is my opinion, that the group called Anonymous, with the Vendetta, V for Vendetta face on them, I think, personally, they're right up there with the Antifa. I think they're both one and the same. It's nothing but threats. I've not seen nothing come, and now they're threatening that before this year's going to end, they're going to do major damage and attacks and all this. Why wait till the end of the year? Bring it on. Bring it actually down south. We'll show you how we bring it on, how we take care of idiots and terrorists and Antifa and Anonymous. We'll show you how we take care of you, and there won't be no law involved. I promise you that. And you won't be found. And you can take that as a threat all you want. But for us to allow and abide, even Facebook is showing this, and Anonymous and Antifa we shouldn't even be allowing it to show. Because all we're doing is giving that group, these terrorist groups and anti whatever you think you are groups against America, all we're doing is giving them power. And I don't approve of it. I really, really don't. Now, as far as tomorrow, let's see here. We've got, what is it supposed to be? An asteroid or a comet supposed to hit, or a meteorite? Well, personally, I've been outside recently this week and looked up in the sky, and if there was a meteorite or a comet or an asteroid, especially a big one to destroy in the time, we'd see it. There is nothing that would stop us from being able to see it. So I'm going to debunk that right now. Earthquakes. Now, I live in the state of Tennessee. We are on part of the new San Andreas Fault. And yes, I'm right near to where part of it does shimmy shake. Been in the caves that do it. But I think California would go first. I mean, let's just wipe that clean out. I mean, because, or now, if the super volcano in Yellowstone National Park does not explode tomorrow, our country's not going to end unless we choose to end it. And Korea, I'm sorry, but they're just talking out their butts. Yes, all you're doing is showing off your new toys and hoping somebody gets jealous so they can make a better toy. That's it. That's all. We're just, all Korea is doing right now is showing off their new little toys. And it's going to get old. And they're going to stop. So stop buying into it. Plain and simple. I mean, but back to the world thing. World ending in a flood. I described this yesterday. Not happening. The world will end mostly on fire, and that will be from a meteorite or an asteroid, comet. Well, that's not in the sky, nowhere near close. So, I mean, there's not one near us. Super volcano would be the next thing, but being in the state of Tennessee and certain other parts of the country, it's not going to make a end of the world. We will survive. We are smart enough, even though we're not as smart as people who build all these pyramids, and we're too dumb to figure out how they did it, unless it's aliens. You know, the whole world isn't going to end unless it is God coming down and directing his hand upon us and taking us to heaven or hell. The world's not going to end tomorrow. I mean, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to have my breakfast, going to take my medication, and I'm going to get on with my life. Why? Because the world's still going to go round and round. Round and round. Let's see, what else you guys saying? World War III. We are World War III. You know why I say that? Blacks against whites, Mexicans and blacks against each other, whites against Mexicans, Mexicans against Latinos, Indians not getting their rights, and people. We are World War III. We are creating our own World War III in our own backyards. Like, for instance, I ended up seeing on a YouTube channel a veteran with a post-traumatic syndrome dog in a restaurant. I'm not going to name the female, whether she's black, white, yellow, green, purple, pink. Having a complete breakdown because this post-traumatic syndrome dog, for this veteran who fought for our freedom, brought him in and felt that there needs to be segregation, a section. Really? Really? When did we get back to sections and segregations? I mean, I don't segregate. What are you trying to say, that a blind person who brings in their seeing eye dog needs to be segregated in their own section? This is not back in the old days where the coloreds are in the back of the bus, or this is for whites to drink water and this is for blacks, and you can't sit your ass on this white man's toilet or white woman's toilet. Get a grip. And the sad thing is, at the end of the post, she, quote, said that her grandfather or her father was a war vet. Then if he was a war vet, why are you raising hell? Would you be okay if your father or your grandfather, if he came in with a post-traumatic syndrome dog, would you segregate your grandfather or father that was a veteran? Would you put him in a segregation too? I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're going to put a white man and suggest that he needs to be in a segregated area because he brought his post-traumatic syndrome dog with him, which he needs, then you need to segregate your daddy too. That means you might as well segregate all the veterans. I mean, hell, government practically has segregated all the veterans. Half of them live on the street, are unemployed, and are living under bridges and in boxes. Why? Because Americans worry too damn much about making that money instead of taking care of the people that kept us free. We stopped caring about who made us free. Whites and blacks together. Okay? I'm not just saying whites. Because there was coloreds that fought out wars. Multiple wars since the Civil War. So it's both. And blacks and whites, or any color or race, who fought in a war, are living on streets and unemployed and living in boxes and eating out of garbage dumpsters because we have stopped caring about the men and women who have made this country free. So we are the World War III. We have created World War III because all we care about is the more money we make, the better we are. But we're forgetting the little people, which are really not little people, that are the heroes that need to be recognized and get them off the street, especially the veterans. They should not be on the street. They should be being taken care of and not having their Medicaid and Medicare took away from them, or having no insurance because, yeah, you fought for your freedom, but that don't mean you're going to get taken care of. I'm sorry you lost a leg, but that don't mean the state and the government's going to take care of you, because it don't. An overweight person can get disability quicker than a veteran now. If I ended up I can get on disability with migraines quicker than I can with a disease that's killing me. I have a mother-in-law, God rest her soul, because she's dead now, who was on, the government, because her husband passed away, and then she was on the Medicaid or Medicare, and then as soon as she got cancer, the government decided to go, you don't need it no more. So she had to come out of her pocket, and her family had to pay for her medicines and her treatment because the government decided, you got cancer, we're going to go ahead and claim you're dead. By your gravestone, we're not paying for your treatment. And this woman, and they took her insurance away from her. That's why when they ask you on insurance if you're being added to your spouse, well, does you or your spouse have cancer or anything that could cause you death? Because they will charge you $3,000 to $5,000 extra because you have a disease that could possibly kill you. And that's more money coming out of the government's pocket for all these rich-ass people. It's ridiculous. Like me. They took my insurance away when I fought cancer. Ooh, but I still fought it. But it was wrong that they took it out. And now that they have the stupidest things you can get insurance on through the states. But yet for people who really need insurance, nah. Go ahead and die. We ain't paying for it. Like us Lyme patients. You couldn't get treatment if you tried. And It's easier to do a herbal protocol because the government and the insurance companies will not approve to even help us pay for our treatments. But if I was 300 plus pound, here you go. Here's your $600 a month. You need food stamps too? I'm not kidding you. And it's ridiculous how our government has changed. But, if the world's going to end tomorrow, fuck, I don't care anymore. I mean, it's going to end and insurance and government and all that's going to be gone. And I tell you one thing, this South is going to survive more than you Northerners will. Because we know how to survive. We know how to live. So that's my thoughts for today. Like it, love it, leave it. I don't care. Hit the subscribe button. Comment if you want. Love you guys. Be good.